What's up, brother?
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I've got the
Yeah.
split screen going on the side. I thought I heard you banging around in the kitchen. I can tell you were getting something to eat real quick.
Yep. All right, let's see what we got going on here.
4 minutes and counting down.
All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't share it on YouTube yet. Can't post it yet. Fuck.
3.5 minutes.
Okay, here we go.
You can do it.
Okay, let's post it.
Sweet.
3 minutes.
Counting down.
Don't scare me.
What's that?
Don't scare me.
My screen is frozen at 327.
Uh-oh.
You can hear me all right?
What?
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect. When did the event finish?
Saturday.
Okay. All right, how much time do we got?
I'm still frozen at 327. You've got the countdown.
All right, let's do this. Stop share. We're gonna go live in about 1 minute. I'm gonna resume recording in progress. All right, Jackson, we got about a couple minutes left. Let me get some light over here on me. There we go. Oh, that's too bright. That's fine. I'll be in the shadows. All right, so yeah, Jackson, we got about what is that? 1 minute to go. Systems are all functioning. We are rocking. Finally. All right, Jackson. I think we're a minute early, but you know what? We're good. Let's rock and roll, dude.
Let's do it. Count it down.
Counter down. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of Boog Life, pitted with Action and Manny V. I'm Steve Action Jackson coming to you from San Diego. Manny Vargas coming to you from Northern Baja.
That's right. This time I spent a little bit of time trying to dial it in. We are live on YouTube, just posted on booglife.com. And yeah, slowly but surely, we are going to make it happen. Are you getting a phone call?
No, I am not. Why? It says I am.
I got another beeping sound. Maybe it's a new Zoom sound I got to get used to. But either way, we are rocking. This is episode 221. Jackson, we're going to keep it short and sweet, I think, right?
Yeah, we're just going to jump right into a quick little review of what went down this weekend in Iquique, Chile.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple of the first rounds. I know Bago, she was she did pretty well. I mean, she made it out of her first heat. She was super stoked. I mean, it's her backyard, so of course she's going to be doing pretty well. I know a lot of the riders were throwing down some big moves, and that wave is heavy. All the waves in Iquique are heavy, and the crazy thing about that place is they're all right there in downtown. You can walk from Posto Dos, Punto Dos, sorry, and then I'll walk all the way down the boardwalk, and you're walking past these incredible breaks right off
Hey,
shore.
it's my job to butcher English, Spanish, and Portuguese into one.
I wanted to say Posto Cinco, but it's Punto Dos and Punto Uno. But yeah, but Jackson, I watched a little bit. What did you watch? And give us the lowdown, the highlights.
All right. Well, the final day, the women's final, I was really looking forward to. Current defending 2019 Women's World Champion Sari O'Hara went up against 5-time Women's World Champion Neymar Carvalho. Neymara's energy and stoke to have this kind of performance. I'm not going to mention her age, but she's around our age. And for her to still be making finals and still be competitive on the world stage, one, had her stoked, two, had her daughter stoked, and three, I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in saying bodyboarding fans around the world were stoked to see her in the final. In the end, it was Sari O'Hara who would take the win, but the stoke coming from both these ladies was incredible. It was inspiring.
What were the conditions like? I wasn't able to watch the final. Of course, I'm going to see the highlights of the final days, but what were the conditions like on that final day?
It was a little weird. It had a little texture to it. The sets were closing it out at Punta Dos at the end of the day. But, the sets were solid overhead. And, the riders just had to kind of pick and choose. You could either wait inside and get a smaller wave, which didn't have as much scoring potential, or hope something worthwhile would pop up on the outside. But again, there were a lot of closeouts rolling through at the end of the day.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So, but there was enough waves for a proper final to be had, right?
Yes, correct. And then in the men's final, we had Lionel Medina, the young gun from the Canary Islands,
Sick.
going up against Another young gun, the defending men's world champion from 2019, Tristan Roberts from South Africa.
That is an insane final. Holy shit.
You know what? I love where bodyboarding is at. Yes, we lost 2 years to the pandemic, but now that we have the world tour up and running and people jumping back into the swing of things, that next generation, these guys that we were watching 5 years ago when they were still super young in their teens, you know, they're coming to form now. Tristan's already got one world title under his belt. After the first two events, he leads the world tour point standings. And Lionel Medina, that kid is used to warm water, and he was battling it out in the cold waters of Chile and making his presence felt. I was stoked watching these two ride on the final day.
Hell yeah. No, Lionel's one of my favorites. He's got that super frothing stoked, and to be able to throw down. I mean, he won Fronton a year or two ago, a few years ago. And so, yeah, he's no stranger to the competition, nor is he a stranger to charging the big heavy waves of Fronton. So Chile, if he gets used to that cold water, which obviously he has gotten used to it, he's going to be one of those unstoppable horses coming into, these events where it's completely just top to bottom barrels, showing no fear. And to see him make it to the final, freaking epic. So I don't know if we should talk about it or not. I know there's a little thing in little controversy in Arica. How was the judging in Iquique?
Well, I will say this first and foremost. When it comes to the Chilean bodyboarding community, the bodyboarders from Chile are super passionate, and extremely competitive. With that being said, there are a lot of moments where if the scoring doesn't go in their favor, they are the first ones up in arms about it. And sometimes it can get ugly, the things that are being said. Obviously, you can only take what's scrolling on the computer screen in the message board with a grain of salt. But when people start threatening the judges, that's taking things too far. I don't want to go too far into it, but there were a couple of scores that raised some eyebrows, ruffled a few feathers, and the thing I hate to see about this is anyone who has ever worked as a judge or even worked behind the scenes at a bodyboarding competition knows that judging is always under a microscope, and it's one of the most thankless jobs on the face of the planet. Are they going to get it right 100% of the time? No. There's always going to be that room for human error. But you know what? They do a damn good job at what they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to get the job done correctly. So, I really think it's unfair for the international bodyboarding community to condemn the judges, to condemn the tour for what many felt was one egregious score during the final day. We've both been on the working side of those events, and there's always going to be something. But you know what people need to realize, unless you've walked a mile in their shoes, you really shouldn't be coming down so hard on people you don't even know and whose job you don't even know. If you feel like there has been a slight, or there's too many mistakes going on, become a judge. Experience things from that side before you criticize. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because
I'm going to back you up on that 100%. I mean, if you think you can do a better job, freaking find out what the process is and get your butt in gear to take one of those seats and show the world how good you or as a judge. I will never judge. It's just super intense.
Likewise.
Yeah, it's super intense. I mean, yeah, the competitors are against the clock in the water, but you're also against time as a judge too. So there's so many variables as a judge. Of course, it's subjective, but at the same time, there is, there's a standard that is in place. But sometimes, like you said, 9 out of 10, they're going to get it right. But that 10th time, the world is going to come crashing down on them, and they know that, and I'm pretty sure they're going to take it like with a grain of salt. But at the same time, it's like we're human, so yeah, it's going to happen.
Well, a little bit of perspective. We've just gotten through 2 years of quarantine that negated any possibility of a world tour. We've been playing the waiting game to see what the IBC rolls out in terms of a world tour for almost 3 years. Now that it's up and running and it's had a few events, gotten a few events under its belt, we have international competition back. Is it going to be a well-oiled machine yet? Hell no. But you know what? They're doing an amazing job thus far. And you know what? I may not be working on the world tour, but I stand behind the world tour and its judges 100%. Because like you were saying, if people feel they can do a better job, then have at it. But I don't want to speak for both of us, but I'm not cut from that cloth. I was never meant to be a judge. I was given the gift of gab. My place is in front of a camera with a microphone in hand, rambling on endlessly about my love of bodyboarding and whatever may be unfolding in front of me at an event.
Well said. Well, I'm okay with that. I love what we said. We're going to keep it short and sweet. I say
one last thing. For final day highlights, be sure to go to ibcworldtour.com. The final day press release and final day video highlights are posted. And be sure to check out IBC World Bodyboarding Tour on YouTube.
Perfect. All right. Let's end it off with yes, Monday motivation.
All right. For those of you who saw what I posted on my social media this morning, I'm just going to use that. Sometimes you got to take one on the head before you can go score the goods.
Epic.
All right, brother. Thanks as always. And for all of our viewers, thank you.